The Stranger in the Woods. The forest was quiet that night. The wind moved softly through the tall trees, and the moonlight touched the ground like silver paint. Birds were asleep, and only the sound of leaves rustling could be heard. Alex had come to this forest to escape the noise of the city. He wanted peace. He set up a small tent, made a fire, and sat near it with a cup of warm tea. The stars above him looked peaceful. Everything felt calm. Until something strange happened. A sharp boom broke the silence. Alex stood up quickly. His tea spilled, but he didn't care. The sound came from deep in the woods. Then he saw a flash, a strange blue light glowing between the trees. What was that? He whispered to himself. He grabbed his flashlight and stepped away from the camp. Every part of his body said, "Don't go," but his curiosity was stronger. As he walked deeper into the forest, the air felt different, heavy, cold. He moved carefully, pointing his flashlight left and right. For a moment he thought he heard something, a soft cry like a child, but not quite human. Alex stopped. He listened again. There it was, a high, gentle sound. Scared. Alone. He followed the sound, his heart beating fast. After a few minutes, he reached a fallen tree. Something small was hiding behind it. "Hello?" he called out. "Is someone there?" No answer. He moved closer and slowly leaned over the log. What he saw made him freeze. A child, or something like a child, curled up on the ground. His skin was light blue and glowing softly. His eyes were big, shiny, and filled with fear. He wore a silver suit, torn and dirty. He looked at Alex with both fear and hope. Alex dropped his flashlight in shock. "You're not human," he whispered. The child made a small sound. Not words, more like music. Alex slowly raised his hands. "It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you." The alien child looked at him for a moment, then reached out with one shaking hand. Alex gently took it. His hand was warm, soft, real. Then, a loud growl. Alex turned his head fast. Something was moving in the trees behind him. Something big. Heavy footsteps. Growling again. Louder this time. The alien child made a small scream and hugged Alex tightly. "Okay, we have to go now," Alex said. He picked up the child and ran. Branches scratched his face. Roots pulled at his feet. But he didn't stop. Behind him he could hear the creature following, its growls getting closer. Alex didn't look back. He found a small cave between two large rocks and rushed inside. He held the child close, breathing hard, trying to stay quiet. Outside, the creature stopped. It sniffed the air. Its heavy feet moved slowly. It was close. Too close. Then, silence. For a long moment, Alex didn't move. He just held the child and listened. The child suddenly reached out and touched the cave wall. To Alex's shock, the wall began to glow with strange blue symbols. They moved like water flowing across the stone. "What is this?" he whispered. The child looked up at him and placed a small finger on Alex's chest. Then he said one word, soft, echoing in Alex's mind. "Safe." Alex stared at him. The glowing lights, the strange symbols, the child's touch, everything felt unreal. But somehow he believed him. Still, a question burned in his mind. Who is this child? Where did he come from? And what was that thing chasing them? Just then, the ground shook a little. A light, bright and golden, appeared outside the cave. A low humming sound followed, like a giant machine breathing. The child looked up. His eyes filled with tears, but this time they were happy tears. Alex moved toward the cave entrance carefully. When he looked outside, his eyes widened. Above the trees, a spaceship hovered, smooth, silver, and glowing. It was quiet, almost peaceful, but clearly powerful. It was like nothing Alex had ever seen, The child walked toward the light but then stopped and looked back at Alex. He held out his small hand again. Alex didn't know what to do. Should he follow? Should he run? Should he hide? But one thing was clear. This night was not going to end like a normal camping trip. It was just the beginning of something much bigger. Hunted by shadows. The spaceship hovered in the sky like a silent god, bathing the forest in golden light. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, completely smooth without engines or wings. It didn't roar. It hummed, like a heartbeat felt more than heard. Alex stood frozen at the cave entrance, the alien child's small hand reaching for him. Part of him screamed, "Run." Another part whispered, "This is history. This is destiny." But before he could move, a deep, unnatural growl echoed through the trees. Not from the spaceship, from the ground. The hunter had returned. The child gasped and grabbed Alex's hand tightly. His glowing eyes widened with panic. The golden light from the spaceship began to flicker like it was weakening. Then, silence. The growl stopped. Alex's ears strained for a sound. Any sound. But the forest had gone dead quiet. Even the wind held its breath. Then, a flash of movement. A dark shape burst through the trees. Alex barely saw it before diving backward into the cave, clutching the child to his chest. The creature slammed into the entrance, shaking the entire rock formation. Its face appeared in the moonlight, horrifying and unnatural. Its body was tall, almost 8 feet, with rough black skin like scorched bark. Its mouth was too wide, full of needle-like teeth. Its eyes were glowing red and empty. It wasn't just hunting. It hated. The child screamed, his voice like a chime cracking. The creature roared in response, clawing at the rocks. The golden light from above flickered again, weaker this time. The ship was losing contact. Alex spotted something then, a symbol glowing on the cave wall. A handprint, not his size, not human. But the child noticed it too. He reached out, shaking, and pressed his hand into the mark. Instantly the cave shook. A force field, like a wall of liquid glass, snapped into place over the entrance. The creature slammed into it again, but this time it bounced back. Furious. Trapped outside. Inside, the glow from the wall changed. It spread along the stone like veins, lighting up ancient symbols Alex couldn't understand. But he didn't need to. He felt them, something old, something watching. The child looked up at him. "Hide," he whispered. Alex blinked. You can talk?" The child nodded slowly. "Little, speak. Learning you." Alex didn't have time to ask more. Outside, the creature let out a final furious screech, and then silence. Not because it gave up, but because something worse had arrived. The ground trembled as the air outside thickened. Not just heavy now, charged. Alex turned to the child. "What's happening?" The child looked toward the light above. "Not my ship, wrong one." "What do you mean, wrong?" But then it came into view, not a ship, a tear in the sky, above. The forest, a black triangle formed, sharp, smooth, and unnatural. It didn't fly, it hovered, like it owned the sky, and it was scanning. A red beam fired from its base, sweeping the ground like a searchlight. Trees caught in the beam disappeared, not burned, not destroyed. Erased. Alex stared in horror. "What is that thing?" The child whispered a word in his language. It sounded like cracking ice and thunder. Then in English, "Hunters of the lost." "Are they looking for you?" The child nodded slowly. "Why?" "Because I ran. I saw too much." The air shifted again. The creature outside screeched, and then vanished. The beam had reached it. The hunter was gone, erased. Alex backed, away from the cave entrance. The light from the triangle ship moved closer. Closer. It hadn't noticed the cave yet. But if it did, we can't stay here, he said. We have to move. The child didn't argue this time. He simply nodded and pressed his hand to a different symbol on the cave wall. With a hum, a stone door slid open behind them. A hidden tunnel, lit by soft blue lights, led deeper into the earth. They ran. The tunnel twisted and turned. Strange carvings lined the walls. Some looked human. Others didn't as they moved. Alex noticed the air was warm and the walls pulsed with faint energy, like veins in a living thing. What is this place? He asked. Safe. Long ago, the child said. Now, forgotten. Who built it? The child hesitated, then, your people, but long before your time. Alex stopped. Wait, what? The child looked at him. Your kind. Chosen once. Left something behind. Buried. Alex stared at him, speechless. His brain tried to make sense of it all. Humans, connected to aliens, hidden tunnels, lost technology. But they had no time to process it. The tunnel suddenly opened into a wide chamber. In the center stood a platform, and floating above it a crystal, glowing, spinning slowly. The child walked toward it like it was calling him. When he touched it, the room lit up. Walls turned into screens, showing images. The Earth, other planets, ships, battles, and the triangle ship. Those ships. They're destroying planets, Alex said quietly. The child nodded. They fear what I carry, what you can become. Alex turned to him. What do you mean? You saved me, the child said. That means something. Then he placed the crystal in Alex's hands. Suddenly, Alex saw visions, not just pictures, memories. He saw ancient humans walking among the stars. He saw a war, a betrayal, a warning hidden in Earth's history, and a prophecy. A protector will rise, not from the stars, but from the soil, chosen not by power but by choice. Alex stumbled back, eyes wide. What are you? He asked the child. The child looked up at him, small but fierce. I am hope, and you are now more than human. A rumble echoed from behind. The triangle ship had found them. The chamber's lights blinked. A countdown began in alien numbers. You must decide, the child said. Alex looked at the exit, then at the child, and finally down at the crystal in his hands. Whatever came next, he was already part of it. The mother arrives. The countdown pulsed in the walls like a heartbeat. 9, 8. Alex gripped the crystal in both hands, sweat pouring from his forehead. The alien child beside him stared at the chamber ceiling, where cracks of red light had begun to show. The triangle ship was trying to break through. 6. What happens when it reaches 0? Alex asked. The child didn't blink. This place ends. Ends? You mean explodes? No, the child said softly. Erased. Like the forest. Alex's brain screamed, run. His legs were ready. But then, something stopped everything. A sound. Not a growl, not a beam, not even an alarm. A voice. It filled the air without sound. A feeling in the bones, not the ears. The child stood straighter, eyes wide with recognition. Mother, he whispered. A beam of brilliant silver light sliced through the ceiling like a divine sword. It wasn't destructive like the red beam. This light was pure, warm, protective. And then, she arrived. Floating down through the beam came a figure, tall, glowing, otherworldly. Her feet didn't touch the ground. Her presence pushed the air aside like a quiet storm. Her body shimmered in colors Alex had no name for. Her eyes, golden and endless, locked onto the child. She looked human, but she was not. The alien child ran to her. She dropped to her knees and caught him in her arms, tears spilling down her cheeks. Their foreheads touched, and in that moment, the entire chamber glowed. Alex stood there breathless, watching something ancient and powerful unfold. The triangle ship's countdown froze at 3. A new voice, louder, echoed in the chamber. "You do not belong here." The red light cracked the wall above again. The woman stood up slowly. Her expression hardened. She turned toward the ceiling and raised her hand. Just one hand. A pulse of white energy burst from her palm and slammed upward like a sonic wave. The triangle ship screamed. Not a machine sound, a living one. It shook, shivered, and began to rise, retreating like a frightened animal. Then, silence. The countdown vanished. The chamber was still. Alex realized he had stopped breathing. The woman turned to him. Her eyes were unreadable, fierce, wise, and impossibly old. And yet, gentle. "Human," she said, her voice in his mind like 1,000 whispers. "You touched the crystal. You held my child. Why?" Alex swallowed. He was lost. Scared. "I couldn't just leave him." She stepped closer. "You protected him. Risked yourself. You could have run." "I almost did," Alex admitted. "But something told me. He needed me." She nodded slowly. "That something is rare in your kind now." Alex raised an eyebrow. "What's that?" She smiled faintly. "Compassion without reward." The child looked up at his mother. "He is good." The mother looked down at her son, then at Alex again. "That's why I'm here. You see, my child is not just a child. He is a beacon." "A beacon of what?" "Peace and danger," she said. "He carries knowledge meant to unite galaxies, but others fear it. That ship? It was a Reaper, created to erase anything that threatens the balance." Alex nodded, slowly. "So, your son threatens that balance?" "No," she said calmly. "You do. Now." Alex blinked. "What?" "When you held the crystal, it changed you. It chose you. Now they will come. Not for him." She pointed at Alex's chest. "For you." Alex took a shaky step back. "I didn't sign up for this. I was camping." She tilted her head. "No one chooses destiny. It chooses them." He exhaled deeply. "So now what? I run? I fight? What do I even do?" The alien queen, for that's what she was, walked up to him. She held out her hand. "You learn," she said. "Come with me. There is much to show, and time is short." The child smiled. "Come." Alex looked at them. Both, two beings from beyond the stars, one powerful beyond words, one small and full of potential. And him, a regular guy in muddy boots holding a crystal that could start wars. He laughed nervously. "You sure this isn't a dream?" The queen smiled gently. "If it is, then don't wake up." She turned to the air and raised her hand. Circular gate opened beside them, like a hole ripped in reality. It shimmered with light and stars. On the other side was something Alex could hardly believe. A vast alien city floating in space. Tall towers of crystal, ships flying silently, creatures of every shape and color. The child walked through the portal. The queen waited. Alex stared at the gateway. He could go back to Earth, to normal, to boring. But something deep inside him whispered, "This is bigger than you." He stepped forward. The portal closed behind him. Back in the forest, far above the Earth, the Reaper ship floated in silence. It watched the planet scanning for a new target, and far away in a hidden chamber of stars an alien council gathered. Screens showed Alex's face. Words flashed. Human contact confirmed. Crystal accepted. Phase 2, Begin. Secrets of the Crystal. Alex had never seen a place like this before. He stepped out of the portal and into silence, but not the kind he was used to. This was cosmic silence, the kind where even space itself seemed to be holding its breath. Before him, the alien city stretched far and wide, towers that sparkled like frozen lightning, roads made of floating platforms, and skies filled with gentle orbs of glowing energy instead of stars. He expected chaos, noise, crowds, but it was empty. "Where is everyone?" Alex asked. The alien child, now calm and curious, looked around. "Watching, from above. They wait to see if you're real." Alex blinked. "What does that mean?" The Queen, gliding beside them, answered. "No human has walked here in over 12,000 years. That number hit Alex like a punch. "Wait, what?" "That's before recorded history." She nodded. "Because your history is edited. Pieces lost, truths buried. On purpose." They entered a great hall, massive, circular, and covered in symbols Alex didn't understand. In the center floated a crystal, not like the one he held earlier. This one was massive, alive, pulsing with colors that didn't exist on Earth. The Queen gestured. "Touch it." Alex hesitated. "What happens if I do?" "You remember," she said, "not your life, your kind's life." The child smiled. "Go." Alex took a breath, stepped forward, and placed his hand on the crystal, and the universe exploded. Not in reality, in his mind. Suddenly, he wasn't standing in the room anymore. He was floating, watching Earth from above. But it wasn't. Modern Earth. There were no cities, no satellites, no noise, only stars. And then, ships, dozens, hundreds, ships that looked like whales made of fire. They flew toward Earth and landed, peacefully. Aliens stepped out, some tall, some short, some glowing, and among them, humans. Not from Earth, from the stars. Alex saw civilizations rise, cities built with light and sound, humans living among aliens as equals. Earth was once a central hub, a jewel of peace and knowledge. But then, darkness. Something called the Divide, a war not of weapons but of ideas. Some believed humans were too emotional, too unpredictable, dangerous. Others believed that very unpredictability was Earth's strength. The war ended with a terrible choice. Earth was cut off. Its skies were closed. Its past was sealed. Humanity was forced to forget. Alex fell to his knees, gasping. The vision faded. The Queen stood over him. "What you saw," she said softly, "is the truth." Alex was shaking. "Why? Why show me this now?" "Because the crystal chose you. It doesn't pick heroes. It picks possibility. And you, Alex, are full of it." He stared at her. "But I'm just a guy. I fix computers. I've never even left my country." "Now you've left your planet," she replied. He paced, mind racing. "So Earth was once important, advanced, and then what, we just forgot everything?" "Yes," she said. "Not by accident. The Council erased all traces. Your myths, your gods, your monsters, and all just broken memories." Alex frowned. "So you're saying all the ancient stories, Atlantis, sky gods, pyramids, wait, that was you?" "Not us," she corrected. "You." Alex nearly laughed. "So I'm part of some ancient interstellar species and nobody thought to mention it sooner?" She didn't smile, because it wasn't funny. Then the child spoke. "He should see the archive." The Queen hesitated. "It's not safe, but it's time," the child said. "He must know." Alex looked between them. "The archive?" "It's where the crystal came from," the Queen said. "Where your people hid their greatest secrets before the Divide." "Where is it?" Alex asked. She sighed. "Inside the planet, the core. But it's guarded." Alex tilted his head. "Guarded by what?" The Queen looked away. Something your kind left behind. Something they feared. They traveled deeper into the alien city, through layers of security and strange rooms filled with technology that responded to thought, not touch. Finally, they arrived at a narrow platform floating above a glowing abyss. Below was the archive. It wasn't a building. It was alive. A giant sphere floated beneath them, covered in shifting symbols. Tendrils of energy wrapped around it like a nervous heartbeat. Alex leaned over the edge. Looks friendly. The Queen raised her hand, and a piece of the platform lowered, carrying Alex and the child down toward the core. The closer they got, the more the symbols on the archive started to react and glowing faster. The sphere seemed aware. When they landed, a voice echoed around them. Identity not recognized. Alex stepped forward. I'm Alex. I touched the crystal. Partial imprint detected. Incomplete key. The child stepped beside him and placed his hand on Alex's arm. With me. The sphere pulsed. Key confirmed. Initiating recall. The ground beneath them disappeared. Flash. Alex was back in the vision, but deeper this time. He saw ancient humans designing weapons of thought, cities that floated on sound waves, children who could move stars with their minds, and then a vault, a chamber hidden beneath Earth's surface. Inside it, a second crystal, darker, more dangerous. The other half, it held not knowledge, but power. Too much. That's why they locked it away. But not before a warning was carved into the walls. Should the second awaken, the stars will bleed. Alex snapped back, gasping. The child was shaking too. What was that? Alex asked. The Queen, now behind them, looked pale. The second crystal, she said. The twin of the one you hold. It was hidden after it corrupted entire worlds. If someone finds it... Alex didn't even let her finish. They'll destroy everything. She nodded. The Reapers are looking for it. That's why they chased my son. They think he knows. Alex turned to the child. The child nodded slowly. I don't, but I see it. Sometimes. In dreams. Alex looked at the Queen. What do we do? She took a deep breath. We go to Earth, to the vault, and we pray it's still closed. Betrayal among stars. The stars outside the ship drifted past like falling snow, but inside the silence was sharp. Alex sat near a long glass window, watching the Earth grow larger. As their ship approached, home, normal, comfort, but none of that felt real anymore. Behind him, the alien child, whom he had started calling Nova, slept curled in a chair, glowing faintly. Beside him stood the Queen, silent and still. Her eyes were locked on the approaching planet, but her mind seemed far away. Alex turned to her. You really think the second crystal is still hidden? Her voice was calm, but cold. It must be. If someone has found it, we will already be too late. Alex didn't like the sound of that. And the Reapers? They won't stop, she said. But they are not the only ones searching. Alex stood up. Who else? The Queen didn't answer. She didn't need to. The ship suddenly jolted. Lights flickered. Alex grabbed onto a railing. What was that? Locking beams, she said, her voice tightening. We're being pulled in. By what? Before. She could answer. The ship was swallowed into a docking chamber, massive and sleek. Strange alien symbols lit the walls. Another ship, one even bigger, a floating fortress. The Queen narrowed her eyes. The High Council. Inside the council, shipwrecks followed closely as soldiers in glowing armor guided them through the halls. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. Their stares said everything. Outsider, threat. The council chamber was vast. Round, floating platforms arranged in a circle. On each platform stood different alien leaders, each more bizarre and powerful looking than the last. One with 6 eyes, one made entirely of smoke, one that shimmered in and out of form like a broken hologram, and in the center, a single, empty chair. The Queen stepped forward, holding Nova's hand. Alex followed, feeling wildly underdressed, for what looked like the most important meeting in the galaxy. A booming voice echoed through the chamber. "The human has arrived. The prophecy breathes again," another voice hissed. "Or perhaps, it dies with him." The Queen spoke, sharp and regal. "You summoned us. Speak." One of the aliens floated closer, his body long and covered in golden scales. "We have detected activity near Vault 9. Your human triggered the crystal." Alex stepped forward. "I didn't do it on purpose, okay?" The alien ignored him. "And now you bring the child to the council, as if that makes this better." The Queen's voice dropped. "He saved my son, risked himself against a Reaper. He was chosen by the first crystal," another alien interrupted. "So you say. But many are questioning your loyalties, Seraphine." That was the Queen's name, and Alex didn't like how fast the mood had shifted. Seraphine's face remained calm. "Speak plainly." The smoky alien floated forward. "You've protected the human. You've hidden knowledge from the council, and now you come with a child that dreams of the second crystal." She didn't blink. "Yes?" A pause. Then the worst possible word echoed, "Treason." Alex's stomach dropped. Soldiers raised weapons. Lights flared. Nova screamed. "The escape." "Run!" Seraphine shouted. Alex didn't think. He grabbed Nova and sprinted. Seraphine covered their retreat with a burst of blinding light, sending alien guards crashing into walls. Doors slammed behind them as they fled. Alarms blared. Alex gasped. "Why do they think you're the traitor?" Seraphine led them through hidden corridors. "Because truth is dangerous." The council was part of the crystal cover-up. They swore the second was destroyed. "But it wasn't," Alex panted. "No," she said, "and now they think we're leading them straight to it." They reached a hangar. A small craft sat, ready, sleek and fast. Before they could board, a figure stepped into their path. Tall, armored, familiar. Seraphine froze. Commander Vielle. He was her second in command, her most trusted, and he had a weapon aimed at her heart. "I'm sorry," he said, "but the council is right. The human is a threat, and your heart has made you blind." Seraphine's voice cracked, just slightly. "You were like family." Vale looked at Nova. "The child will be taken, the human, erased." Alex clenched. His fists. "Don't you get it? I didn't ask for this." Vielle's weapon charged, but Nova stepped forward. His eyes glowed bright. Too bright. The air shimmered. "Don't hurt him," he whispered. And then, boom. A blast of energy threw Vielle across the room. Nova collapsed. Alex caught him. "Nova, you okay?" The boy nodded weakly. Seraphine helped them onto the small ship. As they took off, the council's guards filled the hangar, too late. They escaped into space, but Seraphine looked shaken. "That power," she whispered. "It's growing too fast." Alex looked down at Nova. "What happens if he can't control it?" She didn't answer, because they both knew the answer. Back to Earth? The stolen craft broke through Earth's atmosphere in a blaze of light. Alex stared down at the planet. "We're going to Vault 9, he asked. Seraphine nodded. "It's hidden in Antarctica, buried beneath ancient ice. The last humans who saw it disappeared." "And if the crystal's still there?" She looked at him. "Then we either save the galaxy." She didn't finish. She didn't have to. Far above them, in the shadows of space, the Reaper ship turned. It had been watching, waiting, and now it followed. A world beyond. The wind howled across the icy wasteland. White snow blew sideways, sharp as knives. Antarctica had always been cold, but this was different. The air was ancient, as if it remembered. Alex, wrapped in thermal gear that had never touched a human market, stepped off the ramp of the alien shuttle. Seraphine and Nova followed, silent. No words were needed now. The mountain ahead of them said everything. It wasn't on any map. It wasn't made of rock. And it wasn't human. Vault 9, Seraphine whispered. The last one. Alex stared at it. A giant black structure, half buried in ice, shaped like a broken star. Its surface was smooth, humming faintly, despite the storm. Nova clutched Alex's hand. It remembers us. Alex didn't ask what that meant. He already knew it wasn't good. The vault, they reached the entrance, a triangular archway tall as a building. No doors. No buttons. Seraphine stepped forward and placed her hand against the surface. Nothing happened. Alex looked at Nova. Try it. Nova stepped forward and touched the same spot. The surface lit up with soft blue lines that pulsed outward, in a spiral. A deep rumble echoed through the ice. The archway opened, not like a door, but like it peeled itself apart. Inside, darkness, cold, black, and quiet. Let's go, Alex said, swallowing hard. The inside of Vault 9 was enormous, far bigger than it looked from outside. The walls curved and twisted, alive with shifting lights. There were no seams, no signs of human tools. It's like the place is breathing, Alex said quietly. It is, Seraphine replied. The vaults were not just built, they were grown. Nova walked ahead, unafraid. The crystal is near. I feel it. Alex looked at Seraphine. Do you think he's ready? She didn't answer. Because the truth was, no one was. The inner core, they reached a wide chamber shaped like an inverted dome. A platform floated above a pit of swirling energy, like a storm trapped in time. And there, at the center, the second crystal. It hovered midair, spinning slowly, glowing with a strange dark gold color. Not warm, not cold. Just watching. Alex stepped forward. So this is it. The dangerous one. Seraphine's voice was low. More than dangerous, alive. Alex squinted. What? Nova touched Alex's arm. It's calling you. I don't want it to, Alex muttered. Too late. He took another step, and the crystal spoke. Not in words, but in memories. Alex gasped and fell to his knees flash. He saw the past again, but not as a vision, but as if he were there, inside someone else's body. There were two humans wearing strange robes standing inside the vault. One held the first crystal, the other the second. They argued, fought. One wanted to hide it, the other wanted to use it. Humanity was meant to evolve, one said. To rule. No, the other said. We were meant to guide, not conquer. Then a betrayal, a knife, blood. The second crystal fell to the floor. It pulsed once, and the world outside burned. Alex screamed as he snapped back to reality. Seraphine caught him. What did you see? He looked up at her, eyes wide. The last time this crystal was used, no, it wiped out cities. Oceans turned black. It doesn't just store energy. It feeds on it. Nova stepped forward. It wants to wake. The crystal glowed brighter. Alex stood, shaking. We can't let it. We have to shut this place down. Seraphine nodded. The vault has a kill sequence, but it can only be activated from the throne room, the control center. Alex frowned. Throne? Why does every ancient race name things like they're in a fantasy novel? Because, she said with a rare smile, they had egos. The throne room, they followed a staircase that curved like a spiral shell. As they reached the top, the energy in the vault changed, tense, nervous. The room they entered was shaped like a star, glowing with symbols on every wall. In the center sat a single chair, sleek, black, and clearly not meant for a normal human. Nova ran to the controls beside it, but stopped, because someone was already there. Commander Vale alive, smiling, wearing the insignia of the High Council, and standing beside a hologram of one of the Reapers. "You followed us?" Seraphine hissed. Vael nodded. "Of course. You led me here beautifully." Alex stepped in front of Nova. "What do you want?" "The same thing you touched, Alex," Vael said. "The power to reshape worlds. The Council has no real plan. But we do." "We?" Alex asked. The Reaper's hologram stepped forward. "We want what was ours. You humans were never supposed to have it." Vael raised a strange device. "You'll be erased. Painfully." Nova whispered something. Alex barely caught it. "Time is wrong here." And then everything shattered. Time ripped the vault, pulsed once, and reality bent. Alex suddenly stood in a different moment. The same room, but older, dusty, broken. No Seraphine, no Vale, no Nova, just silence. He was alone. "No," he whispered. "Not real. Not now." The crystal flickered in and out of view. Voices echoed, past, future, memories, lies. "You can fix it," the vault whispered. "You can rule. You are more than human." Alex dropped to his knees, clutching his head. "I didn't ask for this," he shouted, and then a hand. Nova's. The boy appeared beside him. "It's not showing truth, it's showing fear." Alex looked up. "Then let's shut it down." The choice back in the throne room. Time snapped back like a rubber band. Seraphine was mid-fight with Vale. Nova rushed to the console. Alex ran to the chair. "It's asking me," he said, "to choose." "Choose what?" Seraphine shouted, dodging a blast. "To control it, or destroy it." Vael raised his weapon. "Control it, you could save Earth, heal it, command the stars." Alex looked at Nova. Nova simply shook his head. "That's not who you are." The vault pulsed again. The Reaper ship was approaching. Alex closed his eyes, and chose. He pressed his palm to the console. "Confirm shutdown," the vault said. "Confirm," Alex whispered. The vault screamed. Light burst from every wall. The crystal shattered. Vael was flung into a wall, unconscious. The Reaper ship above the Earth began to shake, then exploded. Silence. Alex opened his eyes. The vault was asleep, dark, still. Nova touched his arm. "You did it." Alex breathed deeply. "We did it." Seraphine stood beside them, bruised but smiling. "You just told the most powerful weapon in the galaxy." "No." Alex shrugged. "Kinda my thing now. But far above Earth, in deep space, a new figure watched. Hidden, silent. Not Council, not Reaper, something older. It smiled. The vaults are only the beginning. The choice. The vault was gone, not destroyed, just closed, buried again beneath the Antarctic ice, like it had never existed. Its crystal shattered, its power silenced, but the echoes of what had happened inside still vibrated in Alex's bones. Back on board Seraphine's ship, silence ruled. Nova sat curled up beside the console, eyes heavy with exhaustion. Seraphine stood at the viewing window, arms crossed, her reflection staring back at her like a stranger. Alex watched Earth spin quietly below them, blue, fragile, beautiful, and completely unaware. He spoke first. "So, we won, right?" Seraphine didn't answer, because no one really wins when you've seen too much. The signal, a quiet beep, interrupted the silence. Nova looked up, blinking. "Something's coming." Seraphine moved quickly to the controls. Her face darkened. "It's not the Council, not Reapers. Alex stepped closer. Then who? She turned slowly. It's them. Alex blinked. Who's them? The ones who watched before the council existed, before humans even had fire. Nova said, It first. The origin makers. Alex squinted. You're telling me there's something older than everything we've already seen? Yes, Seraphine said, and they just woke up. Outside the ship, the stars shifted, not moved. Shifted, like they were pulling away. Then, the origin ship appeared. It didn't arrive. It was just suddenly there. So big it made the moon look like a pebble. Its shape defied logic, part machine, part storm, part memory. And it spoke. Not in sound, not even in thought. It spoke in truth. The vault has been touched, the balance broken, the seed has chosen. Alex felt something deep in his chest, like his heart knew what was coming before his mind did. Seraphine stepped forward. He made the right choice, he shut it down. It is not about what he closed. It is about what he opened. Alex whispered, What does that mean? Nova stood beside him, glowing faintly. You're not just chosen anymore. You're connected. The offer-a beam of pure white light entered the ship. Not damaging, not dangerous, inviting. Alex, Seraphine, said, They want to speak to you, only you. Alex stared at the beam. Of course they do. He stepped inside, and suddenly he was nowhere, and everywhere, floating in a space that felt like thought, or soul. In front of him stood himself, but older, wiser, not broken, not perfect, just complete. And behind him, Earth, spinning slowly. You carry more than memory now, the voice said. You carry potential. You have a choice. 1, take the crystal's gift, become guardian of your kind. Never age, never rest, a watcher among stars. Alex frowned. Like space babysitter? Or, the voice continued, ignoring the sarcasm. Let it go. Let humanity grow without you. Risk chaos, risk beauty, risk everything. He took a deep breath. Why me? Because you never looked away. When others ran, you stayed. When others feared, you reached out. You saved a child. Alex thought of Nova, of Seraphine, of his boring apartment, his dead-end job, his old life. And then he smiled. Okay, he said. But if I choose to stay human, you go back, no one remembers, not even you. His smile faded. Wait, I forget everything? Yes, but the seed remains, buried, waiting. For the next one, the decision. He looked down at Earth again, so small, so full of stupid, brilliant, beautiful messiness. He closed his eyes and said, Let them grow. The voice didn't speak again. It didn't need to. Aftermath. Alex woke up in a small apartment. His alarm buzzed. He rubbed his eyes and sat up. No memory of vaults or crystals or alien children. But somewhere inside, a small voice whispered. A dream, a light, a feeling of having done something important. He smiled for no reason and got out of bed. Far, far away, in the stars, Seraphine watched the Earth from a distant outpost. Nova stood beside her, now older, wiser, but still carrying that spark. He chose humanity, she said. Nova nodded. But he still matters. Seraphine smiled. He always will. They turned to leave, but deep inside Earth, where no one could see, something pulsed beneath the ice. Not dangerous, not dark, just waiting. Final transmission. This is Earth Archive 9. The seed has been planted. He chose us. Let us be worthy.